It's day 4, and the FBI still can't find him. He's armed. He's a killer. He killed 2 students and shot 9 others at Brown University. The FBI detained 1 person on Sunday, a 24-year-old man with ties to Cedarburg, Wisconsin. He was released hours later after authorities conclude that the man was not linked to the shooting. Since then, the FBI has released surveillance photos and videos of the suspect. John DePetro joins me. He is the host of the John DePetro Show and is a crime reporter in Providence, Rhode Island, home to Brown University. Thank you for joining me. And can you tell me the very latest on this manhunt? The guy is obviously armed and dangerous.
He is, Greta. Good to be with you. So I'm at the Providence Public Safety Complex. You can hear some of the noise in the background. We're awaiting a 5 o'clock press update. And the administration, the mayor of Providence, the police, they want to be transparent. They want to try to give out new information. As you know, they just released a video where now the FBI, they seem to be getting more video of someone, a person of interest that was in the area that they happen to think they'd like to talk to, who may in fact be the shooter. So everyone is hungry for more information. But Greta, right now at this hour, I don't think that we're going to get an answer coming up. This person definitely is still on the loose. The manhunt is very, very active.
Did he say anything when he walked into that room and started shooting people?
I asked that question yesterday. We'll ask it again today. Now, from what I've learned, Greta, there's discrepancies. Some witnesses believe they heard one thing. Other witnesses said they couldn't make out what he said. There seems to be a consistent report that the shooter said something, but from what I understand and talking to police sources, they're hesitant to come out and give a definitive of what the individual may have said, simply because a number of people in the auditorium, and it's a large auditorium, that many of them didn't hear it or they heard something differently. So I think because of the way the police kind of got spooked on Sunday with this person that was then, detained, person of interest, I think now they're just being very guarded, close to the vest as to what exactly this individual said. But apparently he did say something.
Why did they pick up this guy in the first place? They detained the guy and they sort of set out the word that things might be a little bit safer or suggested by detaining somebody, and then they let him go.
Well, the way this broke down was this was mass confusion, unfortunately. So I was on the scene Saturday afternoon right after this happened. Saturday night, the first priority was to evacuate all the students. The Providence police, other police forces, they had some problems with security trying to get all the students out of the building. So that was priority number 1, was to remove and evacuate all the students because you had an active shooter situation. And then in the middle of the night, 3:45, suddenly there's a Southern police force, and they said, there's someone that's been staying near here and they're somehow connected to Brown University, and they applied apparently for a gun license. So they wanted a license. So then you had the FBI, U.S. Marshals, they go down, and then the FBI, Kash Patel. I was at the press briefing, Greta, on Sunday morning when the Providence colonel, Oscar Perez, seemed caught off guard that the FBI had announced that they had someone who was then a person of interest who was being detained. As a result of that information, the president of Brown University, Christina Paxson, she said that all students could then leave. So all potential witnesses that could have been there essentially left the campus. As the afternoon went on, they pieced together this individual. Maybe some things were odd, but it was not the person they were looking for. So the investigation, unfortunately, really started yesterday morning. And then during the course of Saturday night into Sunday, we had about 1 to 2 inches of snow, and it's been bitter cold. So although we're saying it's day 4, the investigation is really just in its second day.
Was anything left at the scene? Anything from the gun? And did the killer leave anything at the scene? And did he have his face covered?
Here's the thing, Greta. This individual, and with the video, you'll see it. It's reminding me, and I'm hearing this from law enforcement. Now, I covered the Boston Marathon bomber, and that did take 4 days before then they said, here's 2 different individuals, and person 1 in the black hat, person in the white hat. This seems to be more like the DC pipe bomber that they just arrested. Think about that. That took 5 years. This individual is very cautious. He was walking around. He was near where he was going to enter 2 hours prior. So what I think is interesting is there's several things about that. Number 1, notice he walks with his hands behind his back. That is not how young American students kind of carry themselves. From what I understand, that seems to be more of a European trait, maybe even Middle Eastern. But this individual is walking around. A member of law enforcement said to me, if you were a student at the school or known to people, you wouldn't want to be hanging out in front of the building you're about to go into or someone may recognize you. So he's basically pacing around the block almost for 2 hours and then finally enters and then very quickly gets out of there. Right now, Greta, now they have flock cameras in Providence and they've been very successful in solving a lot of crimes. I have not heard that they've been able to link an automobile with this individual. So it's very possible. And the amount of presence, I was on the east side all day today. I've been on the east side actually since Saturday. It is like a military camp. It's a huge police presence. There were 450 police officers on the ground on Saturday. Right now, they seem to think that this individual walked over to where he was. Now, after he left, on Sunday, everyone was then going home. And then Brown canceled all final exams, projects, classes. So it's very possible. Now, keep in mind, this is an international school, far more than other colleges. Providence College, not so much. URI, not so much. But with Brown, it's very possible.
Brown, it is.
The individual, Greta, that they're looking for, this person could be overseas. This could turn into an international manhunt.
Yeah, again, you're not far from Boston Logan Airport,
No.
about 50 or 60 miles. John DePetro, thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Greta.
People think news just happens. It doesn't. It happens because there's someone there to capture the moment, to explain it and share it. That's my job. I go where news breaks and give you the facts. Join me for The Record on Newsmax.